Hello again, everybody. It's Halloween evening, October the 31st. Happy Halloween. The markets had a scary day today, that's for sure, as they plunged into the close to close down sharply on the day and start off the week on a very negative note. As a result, we're going to look at some shorts and longs today. Let's start with the long side and some of the stocks that really had outstanding days. Two in particular were the Indian stocks, particularly Indian Internet. Sify, which we spotted this morning in a breakout over 4, exploded and closed at 630. Up 243 or 63% on nearly 7 million shares. That's the biggest volume since May. And you can see the thrust took it through the 50, lateral price resistance, declining tops line, all in one fell swoop and got right up to the double top from May and July. There is resistance up in this range. If we blow through here, expect to run up towards the 8-9 level, but short term it's overbought, and may very well back off and consolidate. But we'll see whether we get a extensive thrust through here. The other one was REDF, which also had a spectacular day, blowing through the declining tops line, lateral price resistance, completing a little head and shoulders or right hand extended V, blew through these highs here, and ran right up to the declining tops line. There is resistance if it does get through here, up around the 14-15 zone, which would be the next target, but I'm not necessarily looking for that. We'll have to see if there's a follow through tomorrow or not. Be careful with these two. GNRC had a big day today, an all-time high, post-IPO high, broke it through key resistance and jumped 76 cents at the close. It was up higher than that before the market plunged. But in any case, a nice day with good volume and maybe with new all-time highs. Maybe we'll see the mid to high 20s on it. SPRD also with surging steadily from the 16 range up to the nearly 27 range just on the last 4 weeks. Is now overbought in the top of the channel, but I wanted to show you this because after taking out this line here, which is key resistance, the stock has continued to move strongly and is now a new multi-year highs going. Well, actually, it's all-time highs going back to since the company went public. And thrust through here, we can see the stock into the 30 range very short term. Mobi, one of our swing trades, had a good day, up 45 cents or 8.5% on a down day. Volume increased to 1.3 million. You can see it breaking out this little wedge. And after this consolidation pattern held at 50, now I'm looking for a move to my swing trade target around 7.25. Good day for Pier 1 imports as it pierced through this line and exploded up to 13, backed off to 12.51, but still up 50 cents or 4% today on good volume. We'll see if we can get a follow through here. My target's 14.5. Zalicus ZLCS, big day today as it snapped back following through on Friday, back to the 50. Today it extended by another 20 cents or 15.75% as volume surged to even higher levels at 3.7 million. My target short term, about $1.8085 here. And that's it for the long side. On the short side, let's look at some of the boxes shorts that had big days today on the downside. Down 281 for the day and still going lower, 6% and breaking out of this falling wedge, or well, let's call it a bear wedge. You can see within the confines of the declining channel, OpenTable, which has been a disaster, from 118 all the way down to 40, and yet cannot rally more than back to 50, 52 before rolling over again, already back to 43.86. Should at least retest the low around 40, and if it continues to follow through, we may very well see this move down into the mid-30s. That's my trading target. GenProbe, after consolidating, coming down hard and they're consolidating for the last couple of months. Today reversed to $1.67, 2.7%, but I'm looking for a move that tests the 55, 56 zone. If that's broken, we can see this fall away into the high 40s at least. China Yuchai CYD, which was a short for us here and again in here, now has a rising wedge and fell off of that today down to $1.16 or 7%. Looking for retest of lows at 12.5, but if that cracks, wouldn't shock me to see this stock get into the $10 range. Cabot Microelectronics CCMP. Been in a downtrend for a while now. You can see how that spiked down here beginning of September. And anyway, it rallied in here back up to resistance at declining tops line. Today fell back 94 cents or 2.38%. If it breaks this rising wedge to the downside, we can see this retest the lows around 33. That would be my first target. And beneath that, maybe down as low as 30. Waters Corp, WAT, consolidating now for a couple months in the zone, backed off 210 or 2.5% today. But if it starts to fall away, expect a retest of 74.5. And if that breaks, something in the mid-60s could take place. INFA Informatics in a declining channel with a bear consolidation here has now moved up to the resistance zone and backed away by 232 or 4.85% today. If it breaks down below 41.5, 42, I can see this retesting at lows in the mid-30s. Cree continues ugly and barely able to rally. The down channel is enforced. This is a bear wedge. I'm looking for lower lows down towards 2021. Ben Franklin dropped back 429 to 3.87% after hitting the top of the down channel. He's now back below its 50-day, and I expect a minimum of retest down towards 100, 101. But if that cracks under 97, 98, I would expect a shot into the low 90s, maybe high 80s. And lastly today is Dolby Laboratories, which continues to look ugly, continues in a sharp downtrend, barely able to get to mid-channel resistance. Today fell back $1.50 or almost 5%. Expect to see lower lows, perhaps down around 24.5. And that's it for tonight. Have a good evening. Happy Halloween.